We can still see it ain't rubbed off good yet. But you know what? I love my heritage. I love the heritage I had of hearing and meeting. My kids got to meet some great preachers in our home. Before, I don't even just mean here. I mean in Mississippi. We had a man in our home in Mississippi who ended up being an Iowa Nazarene preacher. He was not a Nazarene then, but he ended up being one in Iowa. But we knew him, and he was EMC in Mississippi. I am nothing. You want to compare? You want to see a man with the Word? He would take his Bible. Miss Betty, these people can tell you, I ain't making this up. He would take his Bible and hold it up like that, get down on his knee, and just start quoting, and just wear out of air before he ran out of verses he knew. He'd quote chapters in a row, just quoting them, holding up his Bible. Man, and you say, boy, when I grow up, I want to be like him. That dude was in the Word. And we had him in our house. Had him over for supper. I love revival because it's built something inside of me that the world cannot take away. Alzheimer's getting at it pretty good, but I'm telling you, the world can't mess with it. And I can remember those times. I can remember Frank Church from Covington, Kentucky. I lived in Covington, Tennessee. I always thought that was interesting. His name was Church. When they were testing this is true, they were testing my dad for Alzheimer's. And they gave him an address to see if he could remember it. Told him a man's name, his address, and his city, and his zip code. They talked to him a little while, and the man's name, and that made up, the doctor just made it up. The guy's name was Frank Church. And they asked my father, of course he didn't know who I was. And he said, can you remember that name we told you a while ago? He said, I'm not going to get his first name, but his last name was Church, because I liked that. Then he told him the street. Then he said Chicago, Illinois. And then he said, but I don't know the zip code, but I ain't going to write him anyway. I won't even go there. I'm trying to show you on the one hand what revival has meant to me in my life. And on the other hand, I'm asking you, what kind of foundation are you laying for your kids? Oh, Pastor, we got ball practice. Man, you know what? When you get older than me and your kids are grown, they're going to have ball practice, but they will remember these right here. They're special times. They're holy times. Oh, Pastor, Monday, I know what I'm going to be doing. I always mow the grass. Let it grow. Hire it done. Hire a team. Give Virgil the money. That work for you? I'm asking you how much revival you want. That's what I'm asking you. Next Monday night at 7 o'clock, some of us are going to be parked in the parking lot. Some of us are going to be parked in a recliner. And we're going to say, I worked hard all day. I don't work hard. Y'all know that? I do not work hard. Man, I don't even wash dishes for fear that it'll dry my hands. I don't work hard. But I put in some unbelievable hours. Sometimes it starts before 6 in the morning and it goes till 11 o'clock at night. I don't complain. I mean, I do. I complain all the time, but it doesn't do any good. I'm telling you, I don't care. I don't care. It's what I do, and I love it. I don't mind the hours. I don't mind. I love it. I'm saying if you really want to see God move, you've got to get yourself ready and then be here to see it happen. You got to give God a fair chance. I'm asking you this morning, what will be more important to you than revival next week? Make your plans now. What will be more important next week than revival? Make your list. And all I'm saying is come whenever you can. I'm not going to say there aren't legitimate reasons that will keep you away. I'm asking you to give God you for 3 nights. If you don't want revival, don't worry. It will not jump on you by itself. And if it does, it tends to roll off. Even if you happen to be here an extra service but really don't want to be, more than likely the Holy Spirit will do everything He can and you will not be affected. I love this picture right here. Getting close to the end of the service, people realize, He's about to give an altar call. Come on, preacher. See if you can move me. Nope, I can't. And neither can God. Don't come to revival. You might sour somebody else. No, you come on. Let God at least beat on you a little. Be good for you. I put in there, don't come next week. It may rub off on you. You may rub off on us. You may dampen the effect. But then again, somebody might jump on you. You ever been in a church service when somebody jumped up and went and got somebody and brought them to the altar? It's somewhat embarrassing. But I kind of like it. Now some of you have just decided, well, now I'm pretty sure I won't be there. It's good. Everybody ought to be in revival. Don't use your kids as an excuse. Don't use anything as an excuse. Don't use old age as an excuse. Don't use anything as an excuse. Come to revival. Point number 2, pastors cannot revive you. That comes from verse 17. We read that verse. The priest, in this case the pastors who minister to the Lord. Can I tell you, we weep for this church. We are broken for this church. Not this Thursday night, but the one before, I think I alluded to it on Sunday. Virgil shared from his heart. He is broken for the teens of this church because that's his area, but he cares about the parents of those teens. Some of our kids have parents that are in tough times, and we care about all of that. I'm just preaching what comes next here. We, Brother Ken, Virgil, myself, Kevin, he's preaching more, and I'm so proud of Kevin because he gave me a list of all the churches